Baby, it's cold outside. Just about a week ago, we got our first snow of the year, and it's sticking around at least a little further upriver here. At my place, there's nothing left. It's all melted. But you get up here in the woods, there's shadows all day. A little higher in elevation. Sticks around for a while. Of course, by now it's just ice. Basically just ice. That doesn't stop kids from trying to make snowballs at recess. But I put a stop to that because I try not to let them have fun. That's sort of my thing. Been a week since the Hall of Fame class was announced. Uploaded just, for me, it's Monday evening right now. Uploaded about an hour ago were the speeches. And I gotta say, I don't ever remember being that nervous, and I can't explain why. I've been on YouTube hundreds of hours. I've done interviews, job interviews that were crucial. I've taken important exams that were crucial to my education and well-being. I got married. I had kids. I don't remember being that nervous. And they had to calm me down before we hit record on. Give Eddie a minute. He's freaking out. But that experience was a lot of fun too, and I might have tried a little too hard to work in some jokes into my speech, and I freaked Jake out a little bit when I pretended like I was going to retire. And of course, the joke being that people get in the Hall of Fame and they stop making content. So if you haven't seen it, I thought I would just announce right then and there that I was going to stop making content. And that one didn't quite go over, but they're not all winners. That's okay. Just be assured that I'm not going to stop making content, not for a second. I have two hobbies. I collect sports cards and I make videos for YouTube. They just happen to be of the sports cards. And I have this vast network of friends, and I go travel every year to hang out and talk about life and sports cards and everything else. And there's no reason I would stop doing that now. I just wanted to take you through the day last Monday, just to get sort of a peek behind the curtain of what the day was like for me. I knew that the election results were going to drop on Monday because Jake had mentioned it on Sunday evening in a live stream, and I know about what time he always drops stuff, or I noticed it's always around the same time. And so I knew it would be about when I was getting the kids on the bus. And sure enough, I'm getting kids on the bus, and I see, first I had a text from a friend that said hugs, which could be good, could be bad, right? And then I also see, I got a notification, I'm looking at my watch now, that Jake had uploaded the video. So I get back inside, I dial up YouTube, I start playing the video, and I'm the guy, you don't leave like unopened packs around me, you don't leave unopened mail, like I don't have the great self-control. So I immediately went to the spreadsheet. I mean, he's still doing his introduction. And then I was sure that I was going to be 6, 7, 8. I was sure of it. Just because of that hugs message. And I really felt like I was going to be just on the outside. Went to the spreadsheet and then went to the, not the page with the tallies, but the tab that says results or whatever. And staring me in the face is that my name in 5th place. And Jake's still, again, doing his introduction. And I get about halfway to through his little spiel about, this guy's from whatever, and he collects this. And And I'm still like 2 guys away. It's me and was it Adam that was right in front of me? Yeah, Adam. And I had to pause it because if you're a teacher, you gotta hold your bathroom breaks for hours at a time. And it caught up to me, so I'm using the bathroom. I'm finishing up in there, and then Dylan calls me. So thankfully, his call didn't like ruin. Had I not clicked on the tab, I wouldn't have known yet. But talked to him for a few minutes and just celebrated, and then went back and watched the rest of the video, and was really relieved. I had mixed emotions. I was relieved because I know the channels that are coming on, and this YouTube sports card thing is getting to be such a big thing. And the young channels are so proficient at releasing material often and quality material. I know that this year was my window if this was going to happen. It's not lost on me that I was the only non-rookie channel or first year eligible channel to get into this thing. So I was extremely thrilled, even more so because of that. It was basically a now or never kind of thing. And another thought I had was like there's some guilt because you beat out channels that you like and that are more consistent with uploading material, maybe even more knowledgeable about sports cards, whatever. And there's a little guilt there. There's people I vote for that I just beat out. And I actually heard from some of them, and they said, hey, we're totally fine with this. And of course they are, because this whole community is just great dudes. The third thought I had that I wanted to share with you is I had prepared myself not to get in. I try to adopt some like Stoic. I'm a big fan of the Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Nero and these guys. And they always say, imagine like the worst possible outcome of something, and then think of how you would respond to that. So the worst possible outcome for this is that I would just miss it. And then what are the outcomes? Well, I could conceivably always get in later, but the one thing that I thought would be good about maybe not making it is that I get to hear my name again and again as, these people's top, in their top 10 favorite channels, even if I didn't get elected. For anybody that got votes, it's such a great feeling to have someone say, hey, this channel is one of my top 10 favorite channels. And then, of course, everyone else, I'm 11, right? But, so that's gone forever now. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade my little patch, which, by the way, I think I'm getting in the mail today, here in about 15 minutes when I get finished getting downriver. I wouldn't trade it back, not at all. I'm really thrilled, really excited. But I'm not going to hear my name again. I'm not going to hear all these, compliments and, feedback on why people like my channel, because I thrive on feedback. But that's just sort of the process and what's happened for me. And Jake put together the interviews, the acceptance speech thing, and we recorded that a couple days ago. And here we are. Now I'm getting the patch, and incredible feeling. And maybe I could have saved some of this, put some of this in my speech. I don't know. But I sort of planned things out for the speech. I knew I was going to try to be funny. I have no idea if any of that worked, but you know me. I had some bullet points and went with it. And then later in the green room, we had a few minutes where we were just chatting, and I'm like, hey, I could have mentioned this thing, this thought. But I mean, that's just how life is, and YouTube for that matter. But like I said, I have these videos. I go on live sometimes. You see me at the National. I probably talk enough. So you're going to hear it eventually. So that's the Hall of Fame talk for now. A final thank you to anyone who voted for me, considered voting for me. I know how hard it is. I left out channels. I told Orlando in the green room, I left you off because I knew you were getting in, and I wanted to save the spot for someone else. And of course, Orlando didn't need my vote. I'm sure he would have loved it, and he would have been just as grateful for that vote as any of the others, just as I was equally grateful for all the ones I got. But the point is, you all know if you do this, it's an incredibly hard process. And Jake does a great job of it. Can't wait to see what changes happen in the future. Really excited for that. And we're a little less than a year away. So let's, something to look forward to. And there's other stuff coming up too. So good times in the community. Wanted to touch on one thing that's not a good times thing. If you don't like negative kind of news things, click away now. But I did want to touch briefly on the backyard breaks controversy. As a father of a daughter, as a decent human being, I'd like to think, I'm not going to say anything that you could probably predict I'm going to say about this. All the adjectives, all the superlatives that, Lou Rock had said, and Jason, and everybody, Mr. Fisher Bike, anyone that made it commentary, basically we're saying the same thing. It's disgusting. The one thought I had when I first saw the clip was, I kind of hope this guy does have a daughter. I hope he does, so that he'll know what he said, so that he'll understand what he said. Okay. And I also hope that, he has a true, sorry, I'm distracted by some whole lot of fire trucks over here on this other road to my left. I guess I'm just saying, I hope he has a daughter, so he understands how special of a thing that is, and that he understands how horrible the words were. The only thing I really wanted to add, because none of that's new to any of you, is, what's going to happen, what will happen, what can happen. And unfortunately, I don't think anything will happen. I know he's been suspended or whatever temporarily, and that'll come and go, and he'll come back. I think the money's just too big. I think Backyard is probably a large portion of what Whatnot's doing, and Tops is making money off Backyards, and dealers are selling product. The money's too big. So I don't know that there's anything we can do to make a real difference. But if you went and, like I did, and deleted your Whatnot account, somehow I had two, and you put in the comments, I'm deleting my account because of your lack of response to your guidelines about decency and all this. That's why I'm removing my account. I've only bought a couple things off Whatnot anyway. They're not going to notice I'm gone, but at least I can feel like I did something, and I think sometimes that's enough. I don't think really this is going to affect them at all. What I can envision happening is people being vulturistic and thinking, oh, now's a chance to get some cheap, maybe some reduced spots, some reduced teams. And and some brakes because people don't want to do business with them. Because that part of the hobby, or I should say, that's actually a different hobby than what I do. That hobby of ripping and flipping and brakes is not really all that obsessed with morality. I don't know if that's a great way to say that. They're not all that concerned about what the breaker's saying, because you're in brakes, you're gambling, you're there to make money. So if, let's say, 20% of former Backyard Brakes users decide to leave the platform or not deal with Backyard Brakes, there are people out there, oh boy, now I can get the Dodgers team brake $10 cheaper on whatever, a high-end product, and maybe make a little money. And I guarantee you that's happening. That is happening. That will happen. It is what it is. The only thing I'm still thinking about with this whole controversy, because I think it's flushed out as much as it's going to, except that you wonder if someone might go to the National, and I'm not encouraging this. I don't even really believe in cancel culture. But if someone might try to do some kind of protest or some kind of like doxing, calling out publicly either Whatnot or Backyard Brakes. And again, I am not saying to do this. Absolutely not. I don't even know what it would look like. It would probably just get you kicked out. So definitely don't. But you got to wonder if someone's doing that or thinking about it. I saw a clip earlier today that someone had said, I'm thinking I don't want my daughter at the National if I know that these kind of people are walking around. And, so that affects the National too. I don't know that they're hurting to sell tickets, but, I don't know. Just thinking out loud, that's what these are for, these drive time videos. I can't always hop on live streams and share what I'm thinking. And, I got this half-hour drive each way, and turn on a camera and throw out into the world what's on your mind. That's what's on my mind for now. Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel. I have basically completed my first goal. I have basically completed my second goal. Those videos are going to trickle out because I need to get the stuff in the mail. But exciting times are coming up for sure. So until then, until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.